Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a series of episodes for Get in the Game. This is the show where we try to go inside the game of football and talk to coaches about what is really happening on and off the field. I think you'll like this week, and our guest this week is DeChon Burns. He's the head football coach at Linfield Christian High School in Temecula, California. That's the Inland Empire where they got all this vast amount of land and space and schools and all this kind of stuff. They got a lot of cows out there too, and it's just way out. But those of you who know the Inland Empire know that it's a vast area. It's an area rich with talent, and Coach Burns and I go all the way back to 2012, where we worked together in football university, and he's been all over the place. He played at USC. You'll hear about that. He coached with the Washington Redskins and others at the college level. He knows what he's talking about. He knows the game of football. Most importantly, he knows what kids and families are trying to get done. And he's a great mentor and a great leader. I think you'll enjoy these series of conversations that we have with him. And just join us for some lively conversation. We have no problems talking pretty much on any subject. So welcome to Get in the Game. I'm your host, David Hill. This is sponsored by HSPN Sports. And we bring you episode 1 with Coach DeChon Burns.
I'm going to let him have his stage, but I'm going to talk about him and get that out of the way first so he can tell all the stories he wants to, and all the stories are true, right? We got some stories, and they're all true. But here's a young man. Now, I know, you may not know this, but I know Rubidoux in that area very well. Used to have to spend our weekends. It was miserable, Coach. I'm going to tell you this much. Mom used to drive us out to Riverside near Rubidoux High School, where you went to school. And my aunt and my uncle lived there, okay? My aunt Inez and Uncle Robert. Not too far from the school, and I know you know that little hill with the cross at the top, the rocks and all that.
Yeah,
Mount Rubidoux, right? Yeah. They live right at the base of that, right? They live right there.
Oh, okay.
Coach Burns, it was miserable.
You're up there by the big lake, and
not too far from the lake.
Yeah.
And, we'd go there. My aunt and my uncle were a little older, and we'd go there and be there all day with nothing to eat. Some M&Ms.
Right.
And you know, Riverside, there's nothing to do out there, man.
Right.
There's nothing to do out there. But I do have fond memories of spending time with my aunt and uncle out there. And I know where you are, Rubidoux High School. You're a 4-sport letterman out there. 4 sports.
Yes, sir.
It's a rare thing these days.
Yeah,
that's rare. I did the same thing. And sir, I believe it or not, I don't look like it anymore, but I did 4 sports, lettered in 4 sports. You did that. Went on to University of Southern California.
Yeah,
fight on. That's right. Fight on, baby. And what's going on with them? They ain't playing yet. So what the heck? Come on, Pac-12. Get it together.
We got to get right. Get the boys
Come
right.
on, man. That program's got to get right. That's a premier program.
That's
so you went there, played defensive back, like me. Probably played a little better than I did. And so you had a great experience there. A little injury that sent you into – that's kind of what propelled you into coaching, I would assume, right?
Yes.
Can we say that?
Yes, you sure can. You sure can.
Okay. Rose Bowl experience. And on from there, I guess you got a chance to coach at the University of Texas, El Paso, I want to say.
Yes.
Experience there. Also defensive coordinator at Texas Southern, right?
Yeah, I was prior to UTEP. So I was at –
Okay.
Yeah, I actually went to Beverly Hills High School was my first coaching job, Beverly Hills High School.
Okay.
Then I went from Beverly Hills to Bishop Almont, where I was there for 6 years.
Yes.
Okay. Then I was there for 6 years. And then after Bishop Almont, I went to Florida.
Okay.
I was at Florida for a season, and then the Redskins for 2.
Right.
And Texas Southern for 4, and then defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and interim head coach, and then the UTEP.
Okay.
And then the UTEP.
When did Linfield Christian become a real option for you? When did that transition take place, and what got you interested in Linfield Christian?
Actually, we came back. I was at UTEP, and then I left UTEP and went to Sacramento Mountain Lions United Football League. That season folded, and then so I came home, and we came back to Southern California, and so my family was in SoCal while I was in Sacramento, and then I was still in the contract, but the league had folded, right? So they weren't going to return and play another year.
Yeah.
So I looked into some other options and began to consult and then do some stuff for Athletic Republic and, the training, getting the guys ready for the combine and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then my kids.
Yeah.
We're interested in looking at a viable option for our kids. They went to middle school and elementary school in the public sector. I always talked about our kids in private school. Right. And we had to just a second. Let me mute it real quick, Dave. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We're good.
So from there, I did a season. I came home, and I had talked to a friend of mine who was actually at Vista Marietta High School. You know the school. And
yes.
we're talking about consulting and just talking about recruiting.
Yeah.
The realities of
interesting.
How it really works.
Yeah.
Not needing to pay certain entities a gob of money for things that coaches should be doing.
Yes.
I had no dog in the hunt, so dog in the fight, so I wasn't concerned, and I couldn't get in trouble for telling the truth, right? So I could tell you how it works behind. I've been in the war rooms and all that, so I was doing that. Somebody approached me about being at Linfield, and my daughter was in the 4th grade, my middle son was in 7th, and my oldest was in 8th. Yeah. Interviewed. They took a tour. They liked the school. God was a big piece of it. We had left Texas, and the kids are kind of reared in the Bible Belt.
Okay.
And so I came home, and they're like, we like it here. Yeah. And they had middle school football. So
that's a big thing. Yes.
Which is huge because we're an athletic family. So it was kind of like being in Texas.
Yeah.
So, we thought about it. And then once I was there, I was a director of athletic development and fundraising. So we connected on some FBU stuff, did a couple celebrity golf tournaments. Okay. And I was assistant head coach and D coordinator at the time.
Okay.
And then our head coach left. There was a change in the guard. And I was asked to step in and took the job in 2013. Okay. And the reality is my daughter, I was picking her up from class at the end of the day. And we're in the golf cart, and I'm taking her back to the football field. We're going to practice. And she said she wanted to graduate from Linfield, like in 4th grade.
Yes.
And she's like, she'd like to graduate from here. And I was like, are you sure, honey? And she was like, yeah. And I said, what if USC comes calling? She's like, no, I want to graduate from here. And
okay.
So it's been a place, it's been good. So I took the head job, and I've been the head coach ever since. God's blessed us. All 3 of my kids graduated from Linfield, and it's been a plus. It's been a plus.
That's a great story. So we're talking about since about 2013, correct?
2011 when I got
2011.
There.
Okay.
13, I took over as the head coach.
Okay.
So
as a head coach, right? And we've been knowing each other since the FBU days, right around 2012. Would that be right?
Yeah, 2012.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Football University was where we connected and have had some really good times up at your school. Good runs. Okay.
Yeah. Combine at the school, the whole deal,
We had the combine. That's exactly right. I feel like it's a second home for me, and you've made it that way, and I appreciate you for that. So, this is good chatting with Coach DeChon Burns, head coach at Linfield Christian High School, a beautiful place, a good place for kids, great families. You have great families up there that support the school, and a great administration, are always welcoming every time we come up and spend time with you. And so happy to have you here. I want to talk about some really meaningful experiences there, involving Linfield and the football program there. Starting with, let's go kind of past, present, and future, if we could do that kind of in that order. And I want to share something with you. That I know you'll be familiar with this once we show you this. You'll have fun with this. Those are early days when I had some. No, I didn't have any hair. I guess not. I was going to say when I had some hair, I didn't have any hair.
Yeah. I was after practice.
How about these guys?
Practice one evening, and
I
think it was on the team that we had a championship run. I want to say that year. It's a year
we certainly did. That was the year of a championship run. I remember these boys. Let me put them up again so we can see them. And there they are. Okay. There they are. And so let's talk about this crew. I know your 2 boys are right here. Okay. Simeon and Lorenzo. We'll talk about them, but let's go across the board. Where are they now? This is part of the past and a great run that these guys made in the CIF playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll start here. I don't know if you can see the pointer.
No. Are we going left to right, Coach? We're going
to go left to right. So Gabe Westall was our offensive lineman, DN guard.
Okay.
Gabe ended up, he had opportunities to go to St. John's University in Wisconsin, in Minnesota, or excuse me, no, Wisconsin, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And ended up going to Azusa Pacific and got into ministry. So Gabe has now traveled the world and is strong in the ministry department. He's doing a lot of ministry, a lot of Bible teaching in Asia. He's been down to Brazil, South America. He's back now, obviously, with the COVID and everything. So he's back, and so he's doing stuff locally. But he's been making a big statement, for the kingdom, and that was his choice. He had a chance to go play, and was offered, but obviously felt a different calling. The gentleman back of him with the black hair, a little taller than the guy with the no shirt. It's Brian Agapito. He went to St. John's. He ended up going to St. John's and playing wide receiver at St. John's.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, and he's going to be going in the military. Actually, going to be going in the Navy here. I just saw him probably a week ago. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be going Navy. And the guy with no shirt, that's Simeon.
Good Simeon.
That's my military. Simeon went to Dixie State. To Dixie State. He was a year younger than these guys. Went to Dixie State. He finished all CIF and all league.
Yes.
And was a male player of the year for the school in his senior year. He went to Dixie State, came home, went to Chaffey, did a season at Chaffey. Now he's at Chowan University. He's at Chowan University in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The guy with the C with the tank top looking in the back here, that's Lorenzo. That's my oldest. That's Lorenzo Burns. He graduated the following year and it was all CIF and all league and all state small school and player of the year for the Ambassador League during his time there. And he's at the University of Arizona, graduated, working on his 5th year. So he's working on his graduate.
I saw that. That's fantastic. That's a key thing. He's already graduated.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
In 3 years, 4 years.
He graduated in 4. On his 5th.
That's fantastic.
House money now. So we always talked about that in our household. Just work on house money. Go get your due, put your time in and go get it. So he left. He's obviously at Arizona. He's been a 2-time All Pac-12 player, interception leader in the conference a couple times, and was a defensive MVP for the University of Arizona this past season. And we're returning, to see how it all plays out this year. Had a draft grade on him last year. Decided to return, play another year, and then we'll see. What it looks like now. We're waiting on.
Cool.
The guy next to him, shorter, thicker guy, finger out. That's Greg Holt. That is the Mr. Greg Holt.
Yes.
He ended up being the tackle leader in the state of California with 209 in one season.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
488 in his career, and then went on to Tufts University where he's graduated as well from Tufts. We'll walk into a job playing at least 100 and a quarter here when things open back up. As he left Tufts, he also left his marks at Tufts where he was the tackle leader in history. Each and every year he was a 4-time all conference player, 4-time All-American, male athlete of the year. So he left his mark there and just did what he did in California, right?
Outstanding. Yeah.
The big fellow with the stone face in the back with the
big tie. I don't know that there are maybe 2 occasions. How many times have you seen Ty smile? He didn't smile a lot.
The only time I've seen him smile is on his graduation picture.
Okay.
Graduated twice. So graduated from high school, and then he also graduated from college. He's at Weber State in his 5th year. He's been a 3-time All-Conference guy, 2-time All-American for Weber State in the Big Sky. And he has a draft grade on him, so the word is good on him about getting drafted. But he'll be playing his senior year at Weber State. The gentleman with the band and the L on his chest is Zach Archer, who played tailback for us. Zach played tailback for us and went on the University of Redlands. Is now a fireman. And then the guy with the shirt rolled up, showing off the 6-pack, is Isaiah Pate.
Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah went to Trinity University. So theoretically, everybody in this picture had a chance to go to college and got out and got offered something.
Here's the thing I want people to understand. Your kids have a heck of a set of hair. Look at the hair on those guys.
Oh man,
it's just brilliant.
My daughter got locks of flowing.
They are all conference in the hair department. No question about it.
Funny
that was a great group.
It's funny you say that. Lorenzo's freshman year, there was a picture floating around in Arizona where somebody picked an all-hair team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He had made it. He had made it.
No question.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a 5-star with the hair now. Don't get it twisted.
Oh my gosh. That's
That's just fantastic. Well, I that's a great story with each of these guys, and as you know, and it's just amazing to me. Actually, it's been 5 years now since those guys are going into their 5th year.
And then the picture is actually missing Mike Brown.
Yeah, I remember Mike
on that team, and Mike was kicking at USC, so he went on a full ride to USC, and he was like the player in the state. Kicker in the state. Made all CIF, all state, and all that good stuff. And he's now at USC he's graduated as well. So Lorenzo, Mike, Ty, Greg, and Lorenzo, Mike, Ty, and Greg were all graduated. And there was another man by the name Timmy Lee. I don't know if you remember Big Timmy Lee, about 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
So Timmy Lee went to Zoo Pacific, played, and graduated. So kids go and they graduate,
That's the key, that they're having success in transition, and it's really part of something that we really kind of emphasize, certainly in more than what we do with HSPN Sports, but the idea that we're talking with kids who have the ability to transition very successfully from high school to college. And here's the other transition. Eventually, they're going to have to make whatever that is, and whenever that is. If so, they get a chance to play in the league. Great, but at some point in time, you're transitioning to a career, a sustainable career, and that's why you have the education that you have, and graduation is so critically important as well too.